Sir Handel and George are always at each other's throats on who is better. One day, Sir Handel had stopped at a crossing waiting for none other than George to pass by. "Oh, look," said George, "it's going 2 wheels." "Says the steamroller only has 2 wheels," said Sir Handel back. "Oh, nice comeback," said George sarcastically. "Get out of here," said Sir Handel, "and pick on someone your own size." George felt insulted, and he rolled away, thinking of a way to get back at Sir Handel. His chance came sooner than he thought it would. A day later, he was pulling some logs to a construction site. When he went across the crossing, he put his plan into action. He accidentally lost them on the crossing. A minute later, Sir Handel puffed by with his goods train. He looked at the crossing ahead of him and realized that there were 2 trolleys up in front of him. "Oh no, drive your brakes!" It was too late. Sir Handel smashed into the trolley and was covered in wood. "George!" he shouted. George, who had watched the entire thing, snickered to himself. The mess didn't take that long to get cleaned up, and George took the trolleys away. His excuse that he lost them had actually worked. He thought he had gotten away with his plan, but really, fate was just waiting to happen. Later that same day, Sir Handel was resting in a siding next to the crossing. He hadn't gotten time to have a wash down yet, so he was still very dirty. George rolled up. "Oh, look, it's Mr. Trolley Smasher," he shouted. "Leave me alone, George," said Sir Handel, who was trying to keep his composure for once. "I'm trying to recover from that accident you made me have." "What accident? I didn't cause anything." "Oh, don't be daft, I know it was you. Now leave me alone." But George kept on insulting Sir Handel. That's when it happened. The gates on the crossing shut behind George. What's happening?" cried George, and before he could even think of anything else, the gates in front of him closed. George was now in between the crossing gates. There wasn't enough room for him to move, so he was simply stuck. Sir Handel was terrified. "You better get out of there," he shouted. But Duke was already coming. The 2 of them looked to see him. Duke saw them too, and knew he couldn't stop in time. "Get out of the way," he shouted. "There's nothing for it," cried George, and he tried to ram the gates, but it was too late. When he was only halfway through, Duke smashed into it. Duke came off the rails, and George shot out of the crossing gate, tumbled down a hill, and landed in a ditch. George was sunk, and Duke was off the rails. Sir Handel, who was the only thing still moving, ran off to get some help. Soon, Duke was back on the rails and continuing his work. But as for George, he had to wait until the water level went down. Soon enough, it went down far enough for Kelly the Crane to arrive and put him back onto the road again. George felt disgusting. He could barely see out of his own 2 eyes because there was mud blocking them. On his way back to his shed, George had a lot of time to think to himself. He thought he should probably keep it down in the insulting for a while.